Hey, Ro from Ro's Kitchen. True to my word, I said I'd be back. I said I'd be on at 3 o'clock Central Time. It's 3:01. Okay, so I want to show you an easy recipe, a throw together soup that anybody can do, because all you need to do is go in your cabinet and find stuff you want to use, get rid of, and throw it together. So I hope all of you have been having a good holiday season. Now we're all back to what we have to do to move on. So I'm gonna let my pan heat up. And if you send me messages, I probably won't see them until I move right in, okay? But we'll talk through this. You can send me IMs later. You can post on the link, on the video later. So first thing we're gonna do is saute onions. And we're sauteing it in our vegetable broth. No oil. This is an oil-free recipe. We're going to do this by the book, okay? By the book. So I chopped up a whole onion, and I have to tell you, I don't like my onion chopped tiny. I like to be able to taste it. Now, it's not too, if you look, it's not too big. You know, they're little squares, but I really do like my onions a little bit bigger, because I do like to be able to taste that onion. So what I'm hoping for, I'll find my very favorite spoon, is I'm hoping that I can get these browned fast enough. I have it on high, and, oh, there's high. And then we'll chat about it, okay? Super easy recipe. I'm not gonna post the ingredients. You're gonna have to just write it down as you watch the video. To me, that's the easiest way to do it, okay? And so, oh, got some people on. Hi, say hi. Hi. Okay, I don't know if you can see in the pot. No, I think the microwave's in your way, isn't it? So let me see if I can move that out of the way. And yeah, oh yeah, I see now. All right, so we're gonna have to rearrange. So bear with me, because I'm getting used to this tripod. And I'll be honest with you, I just want to make sure, now that I'm giving you a tour of the kitchen behind me, I'm just trying to find my mojo here with getting this tripod right, okay? I mean, I have used it before. It's not a newbie thing to me. I've been using this same tripod forever. But I really thought that if I could put the tripod on the counter, maybe it would give you more view of the food. But I see I was wrong, so we're just going to work with me on this. Now you can see the pot. The only thing is you won't see my head. I'm going to raise you up a little bit. Hold on, don't get air sick here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at the pot and all the ingredients, and don't worry about me. I'll pop in and out. You'll see me. Okay. Oh, my Swiss chard fell on the floor. Well, that'll go in the sink. Can't keep that. I want to show you one of my really cute tools that I have. So while we're waiting for the onion to cook, you don't need to watch that. You can watch me. Okay. I want to show you this really cute little tool I have. I don't know if I probably have shown this to you before, but this is when I want to do a chopped salad. It's got all these blades like Edward Scissorhands. Here we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Swiss chard, and I'm just going to take my Edward Scissorhands, and I'm just going to chop it up. So this is getting to be, you can see I'm a little rusty. We haven't been on air together for a while, and so I really need to adjust everything again. I'm so sorry. You know, those guys who've been following me for a while, they know darn well I'm not nearly perfect at all, you know? So bear with me. I'm going to take you up a little higher, and we're going to make this soup together. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm really not a soup person. Not really. I think I'm going to start tearing this first. I'm really not a soup person, but I had this soup at that retreat I went to a couple, I guess it was last week. Feels like it was forever ago, but it was really just last week. And we were up in the hills, in the farmland, in the vineyards of Pen Grove, California. which I have to tell you was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I was so enthralled with the countryside. It just, very relaxing, very peaceful. Anyway, this is where I first had this. And at first, our host, they called it a stew, but to me it was too thin to be a stew, because to me stews are thicker. I don't know, do you find that too? You feel stews are thicker? I do. All right. So I'm just going to tear my Swiss chard. I think that'll be better. So yes, this is Swiss chard. You can see the reddish in it. Okay. And you peel it just like you would kale, like a zipper. You pull it off the stem, and that's pretty good. And this is not going to take us long, by the way. We're going to throw everything in the pot. We're going to try it out. It's going to really be good. So you can hear my onions sizzle. You know that's my favorite thing, right? Sizzle. Yeah. Sizzling onions. I love it. Alrighty. So one of the things I wanted to talk about while we're waiting for everything to go in, and I guess I could start giving you some ingredients. So we did one large onion. That large onion was chopped, not real fine, just the way you would like it. All right, so I'm going to saute that a little bit. Then I'm going to throw in there, I'm telling you, I went through the fridge and pulled things out. Now see, these are shredded carrots, right? But I got to tell you the truth. I bought these really for the dogs because I make their dog food probably today. And I use shredded carrots. But I thought, man, I want some. And that bag was big enough to share. So I just took like a cup of shredded carrots. I'll throw those babies in there. And then whatever you have in the closet, just throw it in. So I know I've got my carrots in there. Let's see what else that I want to throw in there. We are going to be using fresh green beans. We are going to be using vegetable broth, crushed tomatoes, the Swiss chard, green beans, and then if you notice, we have two kinds of beans. I've got black beans and cannellinis, because a cannellini is a nice, white, mild bean. I'm not a bean person, really, and so for me, if I can find mild beans, I'm happy. So I do like pinto, I do like black. I don't care, for whatever reason, I don't care for kidney beans, but, you know, that's okay. So, kind of just saute everything a little bit, throw in my tomatoes, and originally I was going to use these tomatoes for my tomato soup, which the recipe's on here somewhere in the Facebook group, and I love my tomato soup. That stuff is beyond delicious. Okay, so I just got one can, and this is a great lunch that I can put into a mason jar and take to work and heat it up at work. So you don't want to use just the tomatoes by themselves, of course, because it's just too thick. So that's where we're going to now add the vegetable broth. So we're going to add the vegetable broth. I would say start with probably 2 cups. Maybe a little more. 2 cups will work. I think that's 2 cups there. And you can see it's kind of, you can hear it bubbling. Okay. And then actually I'll probably add more. You can do up to 4 cups. It really doesn't matter. I just don't want to see, I don't want it to be too thin. But it may have to be because I'm putting in other things that are going to absorb it. So one of the things I want to use that's going to absorb this is going to be, I'm using orzo pasta. Now, I didn't get the whole wheat. I just happen to have this. But you can use, really what I wanted to use were cannellinis. I don't know if you know what they are, but they look like tiny beads with a big hole in the middle, like if you were beading a bracelet or a necklace, like kids' necklaces. That's what a cannellini looks like, and they're really great for soups. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw in my green beans and my cannelloni beans and my black beans. Let me give you a really good look at that. Okay, because this is really good. Can you see it okay? Good. All right. So we have the beans, green beans, carrots. I may have to add more broth, as you can tell. And then I'm going to throw in my Swiss chard, and that of course will cook down. And you can use anything. You don't have to use Swiss chard. You can use spinach. You can use kale. But adding a green to this is a great way to get your greens in, so to speak, you know. So this will all cook down. And then I have to add, I didn't add my spices yet. Did you notice where it seems rather bland, right? Well, it's not going to be because I'm going to add some spice. So I just want to cook it down first. So I think I am going to add more broth because it looks like everything is, maybe I should have used a bigger pot. It'll all shrink down. I'm not worried about it. But I'm going to make it pretty juicy. And the reason why I'd add more broth to this than I would if I didn't use pasta is because you know that pasta is going to absorb the liquid. So I am going to use all 4 cups of this. This was a brand new container. So I used all of it. Okay, there we go. So that Swiss chard will cook down. And then I want to show you what I'm going to use. Now, I don't normally use this. I bought it. I wasn't sure how much I liked it, but it smells pretty good. And it's called Trader Joe's 21 Seasoning Salute. And it has the things I wanted to use. It has oregano, it has a bay leaf, it has celery seed, it has cayenne pepper too, which I don't like, but I'll go ahead and use it. It has marjoram, it has thyme. And you can see I did pull out the thyme and the oregano to use, but I ended up finding this in the cabinet, and I thought, all right, I'll use this instead. So, and I always take, you know how spices come with these things on them? I trash that. I don't ever use those. I have to say, I really don't. I really just, I just really either eyeball it or I measure it out. Either way, but I don't like those. And most of the time, I will tell you, is a little dry because I haven't used it in a while, so I'm just loosening it up. I gotta tell you, most of the time, the way I put a spice in is, and I'll do it this way too, is I always put it in my hand first. This way I can spread it around and see how much I really need. So I'm not putting it all in one spot. Then I'll brush my hands off into it. And I probably used at least 1.5 teaspoons right now. So I added 1.5 teaspoons. And I know this is a really funky video today, but I gotta get back into the swing, guys. I gotta get back into the swing. All right, so while that's cooking down, I don't think I've left anything out. Oh, the orzo, I didn't add that. I'm gonna wait to add the orzo till the greens cook down a little bit. So what I'd like to really do now is I would love to have a little conversation while we're waiting for our food to cook. So I want to ask you a couple questions. Feel free to respond any way you like. I'm always interested in your opinion, but I'd love to know how many people, well, let me first clarify, okay? We all know that being plant-based at times can be a little difficult. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. And I do notice that many of us are 50%, some are 90%, some are 100%. I only know a handful of 100%ers, and I envy them. I don't know, I don't have that drive. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I am not a 100%er. Although I won't eat meat and I won't eat eggs, you know, I am good that way. But I do find myself wavering off to vegan fat food and the stuff that's no good for us. Cookies, things like that. So here's my question. Tell me what you find is the most difficult thing about staying on track. You can IM me, you can put it in the notes, but I'd really be curious because, you know, we all have different ways of dealing with this. And it would really help a lot if we could really come together and really help each other out. The whole point is to try to be as healthy eating as we can, clean eating as much as we can. So I would love to have a communication with you, and let's work on that, okay? So let's take another look at our stew. Maybe we should call it stew like, what's her name? Rachel Ray. She calls it a stew, doesn't she? Okay, so it's cooking down. You can see the Swiss chard is getting more cooked. And I'm going to probably cook this for a while, so we probably won't taste it right away. Although we can taste for spices. Now I'm going to throw the orzo in. And really the orzo can go in close to last. But since this is going to be probably my lunch for the week, I might as well throw it in now because it'll stay soft anyway. So, all right, so we're gonna give it a taste and see if I have enough flavor in there. All right, what do you think? Is it gonna be enough or should I add more? Here we go. Ready? Oh, we need to add more. Ooh, all I taste is tomatoes. That's not good. All right, so let's do another tablespoon, shall we? May even need another teaspoon. We may even need a tablespoon of this stuff. So, and it's got salt, or does it? Wait a minute. Oh, no, wait, I think this is salt-free. Yeah. This is salt-free. So guess what? I'm going to add salt. Hang on. I have my pink salt. So I have the last of my pink salt that I was given to by a friend. And I have my little, I think you're going to like this. This is really cute. You got to see this. Hold on. Let me pour this in here first. Okay. Probably the last of it. Oh, well, I can always get more. No worries. Okay. So I wanted something to put on my counter that had salt and pepper in it and easily accessed. And so I bought these cutie espresso cups. And I got little baby spoons in there, you see? And so I just love that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my pepper. You see, this is my pepper. And I'm gonna put my pepper in my hand. I'm only putting one little spoon in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and spread that in there because I'm not a big pepper fan. You could put green peppers in here, red peppers if you wanted to. That's why I said this is a throw together. It's almost like, did you ever hear of that cake called dump cake? It's like a dump cake in a dump stew. All right, now I'm gonna put a 2 teaspoons of the salt. I'm gonna spread that around. That should give it the flavor I'm looking for. And then I'm not gonna touch it again because it's gotta cook down and the vegetables have to cook into it and all of that. So there you have it. Quick and easy. There it is. I'll probably simmer it on the stove with a lid for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I've got nowhere to go right now. And then it'll be all ready. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope to hear from you. Have a wonderful Sunday. I hope for those who have tomorrow off, you get to rest and relax. And let me know what you'd like to see. And we'll start doing some more food videos. Okay, bye now.